Imagine waking up tomorrow feeling sharper, calmer, and more in control of your life than ever before. Not because you read another self-help book or repeated a mantra 50 times, but because you quietly mastered a few simple habits that transform the way your brain works. So much so, people might start wondering, what's your secret? Here's the truth. Mental health isn't built overnight. And it's not just about avoiding breakdowns or chasing happiness. It's about creating a life where your mind naturally works for you, not against you. Today I'm going to share a science-backed, philosophy-inspired blueprint for building that kind of mind. This isn't theory, it's practical, doable, and powerful. And by the end of this video, you'll walk away with a clear roadmap to rewire your brain for energy, confidence, and peace, without needing to escape to a mountain monastery or spend years in therapy. Let's dive in. Unlock simple law. Mood follows action. One of the biggest myths about mental health is that you need to feel better before you can do better. We wait for motivation before we take action. But neuroscience and life experience tell us the opposite is true. Mood follows action. You don't wait for energy to exercise. You exercise to get energy. You don't wait for confidence to speak up. You speak up, and confidence follows. It's like lighting a fire. The spark comes first. The warmth comes after. So when you feel stuck, don't obsess over how you feel. Instead ask, what small action would future me thank me for? Even if it's just making your bed, calling a friend, or drinking a glass of water. These tiny wins tell your brain, we're moving forward, and momentum builds from there. Breaking free from thought loops. Now, let's talk about the mental traps we all fall into, the endless loops of negative thoughts and feelings. You know the pattern. One sad memory leads to another. One anxious thought triggers 5 more, and before you know it, your mind feels like a storm you can't escape. Here's the secret. Thoughts and feelings talk to each other. A gloomy thought triggers a heavy feeling, and that heavy feeling feeds more gloomy thoughts. It's a feedback loop. To break it, you need what I call mental pattern interrupts. One powerful tool is the think opposite technique. Next time you feel anxious, angry, or stuck, pause and ask, how would I feel right now if I believed the exact opposite? For example, you're dreading a first date, imagining awkward silence and rejection. What if instead you imagined excitement and curiosity? Your shoulders relax, you smile more, maybe even start looking forward to it. Same event, new thoughts, completely different experience. Your brain loves rehearsal. The more you practice alternative ways of thinking, the more it rewires itself for calmness, confidence, and optimism. Why small decisions change everything? Let's shift gears. Do you want to know one of the biggest predictors of mental well-being? It's not money, fame, or even relationships. It's perceived control. The sense that you steer your own life. Here's the fascinating part. Studies show it's not about having total control. It's about believing you have enough to influence what happens next. When you make small, consistent decisions, choosing to walk instead of scroll, cooking a meal instead of ordering junk food, you teach your brain, I create outcomes. This kills anxiety because anxiety thrives in indecision. It feeds on what-ifs and uncertainty. So stop waiting for the perfect choice. There isn't one. Just choose a direction and start walking. Progress beats paralysis every time. Practices of certainty in a chaotic world. Let's be real. Life is unpredictable. Jobs change. People disappoint. Plans fall apart. If you rely on everything out there to feel stable, you're in for a rough ride. That's why you need what I call practices of certainty. Simple, repeatable rituals you control no matter what else is happening. It could be morning journaling, daily workouts, evening walks, or 5 minutes of meditation. The activity matters less than the consistency. When the world feels chaotic, these practices whisper to your nervous system, you're safe. Life has rhythm. We've got this. Personally, the gym is my anchor. For you, it might be yoga, reading, or brewing the perfect cup of tea. The key? Make it yours. Make it non-negotiable. The science of moving your body. Now, we can't talk about mental health without mentioning exercise and sleep. Yes, you've heard it before, but let me explain why they matter so much. Exercise is literally brain fertilizer. It releases BDNF, a protein that helps brain cells grow stronger and communicate better. It boosts serotonin and norepinephrine, the very chemicals antidepressants target, and it increases blood flow to your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles focus, decision-making, and impulse control. Translation: exercise makes your brain calmer, clearer, and happier. And here's the best part. You don't need an expensive gym or 2-hour workouts. A brisk 30-minute walk, a bike ride, even dancing in your living room counts. Do it daily. Break a sweat. Let your body tell your brain, we're alive and thriving. Sleep, the overnight reset button. Sleep isn't just rest, it's emotional therapy. When you don't get enough, your brain's emotional centers go haywire. Stress hormones spike, and decision-making tanks. Want better sleep? Try this. Move during the day. Physical fatigue leads to deeper rest. No screens before bed. Give your mind time to unwind. Consistent bedtime. Teach your brain when to power down. Think of sleep as upgrading your brain's operating system every night. Skimp on it, and you're running on outdated software. 7. Putting it all together. So what does the mental health blueprint look like? 1. Take small actions daily, because mood follows action. 2. Interrupt negative loops with techniques like think opposite. 3. Make quick decisions to build confidence and reduce anxiety. 4. Create personal rituals that anchor you in chaos. 5. Move your body and prioritize sleep for a stronger, calmer mind. Individually, these habits seem small. Together, they create a life where mental health isn't something you chase, it's something you live. A final reflection. Look, the world isn't getting calmer anytime soon, but your inner world can. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control enough. Your actions, your habits, your mindset. Start small. One walk, one better decision, one night of real sleep. Do them consistently, and one day people might look at you and think, what's their secret? And you'll just smile, knowing it wasn't a secret at all. Just simple habits, done well over time. Stay disciplined, stay playful, and most of all, stay alive to the possibility that life can feel this good, because it can.